That's it.
I'm back. It's been a grip. I am never consistently posting, and that is literally my problem on YouTube. But I'm back. My hair is back to black, and I'm ready to roll. Now, I just want to make a little disclaimer. The purpose of this video is not to bash somebody. I feel that I need to educate the youth. So this video is for educational purposes. I really think that it's important that girls should know not to give their all to a boy that doesn't give a fuck about them. So I just want to let everyone know what they should and shouldn't do. So learn from my mistakes as I tell this story. So here we go. Go back to my summer of sophomore year when I had summer school, which sucked dick. So I went there miserable every day. I had no makeup on. I looked like trash. I went to summer school for gym and math, so I would do gym in the morning and then go to my math class. And before anybody says anything, yes, I know I'm a loser for failing gym, but whatever. Anyways, I would go to my math class, and there was this boy in my math class who I noticed would always look at me, and I didn't really know him well. I knew of him, but we never really talked. I knew of him from social media, and I know that we went to school together. Clearly went to school together if he's in the same summer school class as I am. I never really paid attention to him because I didn't know him. I was there to do my work and get out because I was miserable. I wanted to have a summer. I think that I had his number previously because he messaged me on Facebook one day, to be honest, or something like that. And he gave me his number so that we could text. And I never really texted him after that. I just think that he had my number in his phone. So after the first day of summer school, I remember I walked in. I actually walked into the wrong classroom first. I was supposed to go to my gym class first, but they sent me to a different class that he was in. And I walked in, and I'm just standing there stupid in gym shorts, looking like trash. Standing there, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. They're like, what's your name? I had to state my legal name. My name is Nikki Lowers. How are ya? Whatever. He was in that class, so he definitely heard me make an interruption. So after that day, I go home, and I get a text message, and I'm like, who's this? Because I didn't have his number saved. I think I had a new phone at the time. I was always getting new phones throughout my life. And we're gonna call this guy, what's a good name to call this guy? Because I'm not gonna use his real name because I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm gonna name him Brian. So Brian texts me and he's like, hey, you're in my summer school class. And I was like, oh, I don't even remember what I said. I was just like, oh, that's cool. Side note, my nose started running and my makeup's done really nice today, and I was not about to go like that. And I wasn't gonna do it on camera, so I just had to stop the camera just so that I could wipe my nose. Anyway, let me get back to the story. So he texts me. We start having a pointless conversation. I don't remember how it went. I just know that that's when we started texting. And I remember he never would talk to me in person. I would go to summer school and he would never talk to me. I sat 3 seats down from him. He was like here, 2 blank seats, and then me, and then I would sit with this other girl that I talked to. Never once tried to talk to me in summer school. I remember we had break. We would go to the bathroom. All of us would line up. You could talk to your friends, do whatever. Never made an effort to talk to me, so I thought nothing of it. He just would text me when he was bored, and it was that. As time goes on, we start texting a lot. He starts flirting with me. I flirt back, you know, that type of thing. Still never talked to me in person. Summer school was coming to an end, and we were texting still never said anything to me. And school was starting back up. It was his senior year and it was my junior year, so we were going back to school, and I remember I was talking to him throughout the summer. I don't know, we would always basically just flirt, like, you're pretty, you're cute, nothing serious, but we considered it talking. So anyway, I'm texting him for a while, and I remember I go on Facebook and I see him post the status, and it was like, tag your crush or something like that, and he puts another girl's name. So I was like, you got a crush on her, but you all up in my phone telling me that I'm pretty and that you think I'm cute. What? I was confused. So I basically flipped out on him. I remember I made a to be honest status and he liked it. So I was like, here we go. I said, to be honest, you're a joke. And he was acting all surprised, like, why am I a joke? Like, what the fuck? Like, all offended, you know how they get when they get caught in a lie. And I'm just like, what did I say? I think I said the girl's name. I'm not gonna put the girl's name out here because I actually like the girl. I don't blame her for any of this. It wasn't even that deep. I'm gonna call her Jackie. I was like, oh, so you and Jackie's your crush. I just kept saying her name. I just kept bringing her up, making sure that he knew that I knew about her. And you know how fuckboys get when they get defensive, when they do something wrong, they play the victim card. And he's just like, oh, well, I didn't know that you wanted me to be anything with you. Just speaking bullshit out of his ass. Makes zero sense. I'm just like, okay, well, if you got a girl, I'm gonna back off. So goodbye, delete him off everything, block him on everything. Life went on. And I wish that this was where it stopped, because if this was where it stopped, my life would have been a lot easier going from there. But it wasn't where it stopped. Going on into September, school started in the middle of August. Not in the middle of August, but like the end of August, you know, way too early to be in school. Whatever, I don't have to worry about it now because I'm graduated. But so school's going on. It's like the second week of school. I remember it was a week before my birthday. So it was around September 6th, I think. You remember that he added me back on Facebook and I was like, okay, I didn't accept it. And then he texted me apologizing, basically saying, I'm sorry that I played you for Jackie, blah, blah, blah. Never really played me because we never even hung out. We haven't even spoken in person at this point. So I wasn't taking it to heart. But I would just, like, I didn't really care. And I was just like, all right, whatever. I'll start texting him again. Should have never did that. But, you know, I was 16 and stupid as fuck. I didn't even turn 17 yet. So just doing my own thing. Here's the funny part. My lunch table was right behind his lunch table. And we still haven't spoken. I think that's the reason he actually texted me, because he saw that my lunch table was behind his lunch table. I don't know. Yeah, so we start talking like really heavily. And it was all good. And then like 2 days before my birthday, he's just like, I'm not feeling this anymore. I'm sorry. I don't want a relationship. 2 days before my birthday, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the actual fuck? I was just like, whatever, it's been like 5 days, I'm not even phased. I really didn't have deep feelings for him at this point, so these games mean nothing to me. So whatever, I remember my 17th birthday, I had a great time, let me tell you. And during that great time, I remember I was Snapchatting him. I don't think I deleted him off of everything this time when we decided to stop talking. I'm Snapchatting him while I'm having a good time, and I don't really remember how that played out. He was being very rude to me on my birthday, I remember that. I don't know how I would tolerate that. Don't be rude to somebody on their birthday, like, even I'm not that rude to be rude to somebody on their birthday. Whatever, birthday passes, we're back on good terms, would you look at that, but guess what, we still haven't talked in person. And then the day came. I remember I went to school, and I go to my first period, and my teacher's not there, and we're like waiting for the sub. We're like, okay, we're gonna have a sub today, that's the agenda. We're waiting for the sub, no one shows up, class period's half over, the sub still hasn't showed up, so we're all hyped. We're like, yeah, no teacher day, we're gonna do whatever we want. The whole class is chilling. And then all of a sudden, the school goes into lockdown because somebody did a bomb threat. And we're freaking out. We have no teacher in our class. I remember a kid ran in the hallway. We're like, we don't have a teacher. Like, somebody help, blah, blah, blah. And we had to get another teacher to run in and help us. We were literally sitting on the floor up against the wall. I thought it was a shooting. That's what our class was told at the time, but it was actually a bomb threat. So we think that there's a shooter in the building. And like, we barricade the door. We're all sitting up against the wall. Like, we're all freaking out. And I remember then it was announced that it was a bomb threat, so they take all of the classes and we went out on the football field. I don't know why. So after a while, the whole school's on the football field. We're just sitting there, and then the police went through our school with the dogs, like the bomb dogs, and they're like, there's nothing in the building, it's clear. But they still wanted to be sure, so we all at this point knew it was just a hoax, like somebody just wanted to get out of class. So we're just hanging out on the field at this point. No one's in class, we're all just hanging out. And this is when I first talked to him. I remember I saw him, and I was like, I'm not playing this game. I'm not having a textationship or whatever you want to call it. So I just went right up to him. I was like, hey, what's up? That was the moment that I regret, because if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't be in the situation that I am now. It's not even like a situation that I'm currently in. Like, this is in my past. But I wouldn't have had to go through the hard time that I did if I didn't do that. Stupid me. So after that, we finally started talking in person. I remember we would walk each other to our classes. We were basically like, it was like we were together, but we didn't have a title. But, you know, I didn't care about titles. I just cared about spending time with somebody. Never hung out. We just saw each other in school. I would text him every day. And then that's when it started getting weird, because I feel like this is what all guys want at one point. So this is where, ladies, you need to be smart. Oh, I left out a part. I remember on 4th of July, he texted me and he was like, so this is gonna sound weird, but I'm a virgin and you're a virgin, and I feel like we should lose our virginities to each other because we're both virgins. Bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck? And saying that now sounds so weird, but at the time I didn't think anything of it. I was an idiotic 16-year-old, and I don't really know what to make of things like that. And I was just like, we don't really know each other. I haven't talked to you in person. Like, I don't think that I can say I feel the same way. Maybe if we talked for a while and actually dated. Because here's the thing about me. Growing up, I always thought that you were supposed to lose your virginity to somebody special and, like, potentially only have that person, like, as your one body. Like, I was stupid growing up. I'm like, I'm gonna lose my virginity to somebody that I'm gonna be with forever. So I was looking at it long term, and I was thinking about it seriously, as obviously he was looking at it as just getting some pussy.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
Now I'm gonna fast forward to where we are now in September, basically in October. So we're really close at this point. We've gotten very close. Yeah, we got pretty close. I remember this is now towards the end of October. He goes on his family vacation to Disneyland. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you when you get back. Have fun. So the first few days when he left were fine. He was still talking to me regularly. Still, like, telling me, like, oh, I miss you so much, babe. Blah, 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 like, relationship shit, blah, blah, blah. And, like, around the middle of the time while he's in Disney, he just stops talking to me, really. And I didn't take that personally. I'm like, he's on vacation. He's not gonna be on his phone all the time. Didn't think anything of it. And then it was like 3 days. So I texted him. I was like, hi, how is everything? Just trying to maintain conversation. I get that he's on vacation, so I wasn't freaking out that he wasn't texting me. And he's being very short with me, very brief. And I really just assumed it was because he was on vacation and busy. But that really wasn't the case. He starts ignoring me again, and then he hits me with the same thing again. I don't really want a relationship. I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I was heartbroken at this point, and I was like, wow, like, I just convinced myself that he used me for pictures, and that maybe that was true, maybe that wasn't. I don't know. I was heartbroken. Whatever. Try to go on with life, and I noticed when he comes back, or no, he went on a family vacation with his family and someone else's family. I assumed that the family he went with was someone that he was related to. So this girl was posting pictures with him, and I thought it was his cousin, to be honest. So I didn't think anything of it. But when they came home, he posted a Woman Crush Wednesday of this girl. So then I thought either this fucker's weird as shit and fucks his cousin, or that's his girlfriend. Lo and behold, that's his new girlfriend. Goes to Disney with some family friend and cheats on me, basically, because you were talking to me when you left, and halfway through there you start talking to her and then drop me. Whatever, if you want to consider that cheating, I don't really care. Whatever, either way, I was dropped for Disney, bitch. So I was pretty pissed, and I was petty for the longest time about it. They talked throughout November to about January. January rolls around, and he messages me and he's like, I'm so sorry, I thought I wanted to be with her. She really isn't the person for me. We have so much more in common. Excuse, I'm gonna reel you in so I can play you again. That type of thing. And me being the idiot that I am, I let him back in. And I can't even get into every single detail about my time knowing this guy because there's so many times where I just forgave him when he shouldn't have been forgiven. Any of my friends could tell you I was an idiot for the last 3 years. And this is why I'm making this video, so that I can educate girls to not be an idiot and not, you know, just let a guy walk all over them and treat them like shit. Take him back for the second time. We talk for a while. We talk for basically March, April though. April was when I decided that I was gonna give my virginity to him. I cared enough about him. I thought that he deserved it. Well, I remember this was one of the first times we ever hung out outside of school. I don't even remember what we were doing. It happened, guys. Like, it happens. I was 17. I didn't know what to expect, but I just thought that this kid was so special, and I gave him my virginity, so that meant that I really cared about him and that I thought we were gonna be together for a long time. After I do this, I remember 2 days after, he tells me the same thing again. I don't want a relationship. I don't think this is for me. I don't think we're good together. And obviously I'm heartbroken because I would not have done that with him if I knew he was gonna do this to me, and I just felt stupid and used. Another thing though, when you lose your virginity, it's kind of like a historic event in a way. So I definitely told my friends about it. I was like, cause I don't know, it's just a big thing in someone's life. In my eyes, it was. So I told my friends about it. I had this one friend, she was a fake ass bitch. She was actually trying to get with Brian the whole time. So she ran back to Brian and was like, so you and Nikki fucked? And he denied the whole thing. He was basically saying, she's disgusting, I would never do that with her, she's a psycho liar, and told everybody that I was lying about fucking him. And I was just in shock. I was like, how are you gonna lie? I have messages, like, I have proof. My one friend was hanging out with us when it happened. She wasn't in the room though, like, oh my god, this is so cringe. But like, she knew that it happened. She was there. She knew it happened. She knew he was full of shit. But he would continue to lie and say that I was a psychopath, I was a liar, I was a weirdo, spreading all these rumors about me. And then he starts saying all this stuff, saying I'm pregnant, I'm a hoe, I'm ugly as shit, he would never fuck me. But it's just funny because I have messages of him begging to do it. And he looked stupid. I literally exposed him with those messages. I could probably put a screenshot right here. And you'd think that after that I would stop messing with the kid, but I just continued and continued to let him back in. I feel like the only reason that I did that was because he took my virginity, and I just thought that you go through hell and back for somebody that you love. I thought I was so in love with this kid, but it turns out I'm not, bitch.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Bitch that I might fuck me. Hold up. Nah.
A lot of other things happened in the last 3 years. It's too much to talk about. I'm only going to talk about the extreme ones. Okay. Fast forward to September of this year. I don't mean September of this year. I mean September of 2017, if that makes sense. Like, literally a week before my 19th birthday. It's always a week before my birthday. Another thing that I want to point out, every time there would be a holiday like Christmas, Thanksgiving, his birthday, my birthday, Valentine's Day, he would stop talking to me like a few days before. And I always thought that was because he didn't want to spend those holidays with me or like get me something, which I don't care about. I honestly hate when people buy me things. Like, I feel like your presence is enough. You don't have to buy me things, but like, I don't know. I always feel bad when people do that. So it's not a big deal, but continued to end things before holidays and then miraculously attach them again after the holidays are over, but it's whatever. A few days before my 19th birthday, I found out that he was cheating on me with a woman in Missouri. She was 25, married, and has 1 kid. He's never met her before. He met her on Xbox. And that blew my mind. And when I found out, it's like I already knew, because I knew that they talked before, because we had so many times in the last 3 years where we would separate and I would get another boyfriend and he would talk to somebody else, but we would always find our way back to each other. So I had a boyfriend summer of 2017 and I cut him off completely. I blocked him on everything. So during this time while I had a boyfriend, he was talking to this woman that he met on Xbox, but when I broke up with my boyfriend, he ended things with her and we got back together, I guess you would call it. I never officially dated this kid. It was always just games. It was never a relationship, it was always games. So I find out that he's cheating on me with this woman, and I always brought it up to him. I was like, oh, what's her, what name should I give her? DeMonica, that's what her name's gonna be. So I would always bring up DeMonica whenever we would get in a fight, and I'm like, oh, you're probably still talking to DeMonica, blah, blah, blah. And he would get so defensive. He's like, no, I'm not. Why would you say that? Like, blah, blah, blah. I would never, blah, blah, blah. Fuckboy lies, like lying out of his asshole. And one day I just got fed up with it. So I messaged DeMonica and I said, hey, is Brian in your inbox? Just let me know. And she replied, she was like, Brian and I have been talking for the last so-and-so months. And I let her know everything. I said, well, I'm just letting you know that he's been with me, he's been messing around with me, he's been telling me that we're together, that he loves me, and like it's saying the same stuff to her, basically playing the both of us. Like, oh, this bitch, this motherfucker, like. And I felt bad for the girl at first, because I was like, you don't deserve this, you were brought into this wrongfully, like I've had history with this guy, I've been having to deal with his shit for 3 years, you just got brought into this recently, I'm sorry, but this is what he does. And basically warned her. So he stopped talking to her. Well, she stopped talking to him. I'm not even gonna make it seem like he was like, alright, I'm done talking to you, because no, she dropped him. I dropped him. So I just completely cut him off, had fun for my birthday, not really thinking of him. And then I think a month later, like in October, we rekindle our love. And that is, I don't understand why they would do that. I'm an idiot. Why? I don't know. Your love makes you do stupid things. Give him his thousandth, I can't say thousandth. Oh my god. Thousandth chance. Jeez. And it was his last chance ultimately, and I'm happy to say that I finally put an end to this. We were talking, I thought we were happy. I remember the last time I saw him, he came to my house and basically he used me for his own pleasure, if you know what that means. I thought that we were talking at that time, but he was still talking to Missouri girl, so that's that. Cheated on her with me and still cheating on me with her. Scumbag. A few days after that happened, he blocked me on everything. I haven't contacted him since. I found out that the girl just recently moved in with him and they've been living together. Okay, you do you. This experience has made me grow as a person and helped me learn that I really shouldn't let guys walk all over me like that. That is the most important thing I've learned these 3 years. And the number one thing that I learned, that I would be very heartbroken to have to tell my 7-year-old self, but just because someone takes their virginity doesn't mean that they're going to be with you forever, and it doesn't even mean that they had pure intentions with you. I've moved on since this traumatic experience. I was heartbroken for the longest time, and then I realized that there really is better people out there, and like, you will find your perfect match one day. I'm in a very happy relationship right now. I feel like I never had a connection with the person that I'm with now more than I ever did. I feel like we connect way more than me and Brian did, and I'm just really happy how things turned out. It was never meant to be with me and Brian. My friends tried to tell me this multiple times. I just never listened to them. So I continue to let him walk all over me and make me look stupid. The whole world basically knows that I was stupid enough to let him walk all over me. It's whatever. I've learned from it, and I'm never gonna let it happen again. If he ever hits me up, I'm gonna hit that block button so quick. He actually is blocked on all my social media. I don't have his number blocked though, because you have to block numbers through your phone carrier if the person doesn't have an iPhone and I have an iPhone and he has an Android, should have known that from the start. It wasn't gonna work from that fact. Thank you for sitting through this video where I basically tell the internet how I've been an idiot for the last 3 years. I hope that you got something out of this. I hope that you never let a boy treat you like shit and make you feel like you're worthless, and never let a boy use you for your body. So that's the lesson of the day, kids. Thank you for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, because my subscriber count is in single digits still, so let's get that up there. Follow the social medias in the down box below, and I will try to come out with more content. Thank you!